All right.
Dun, 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 dun. We can turn off the video share for now. Just have that up.
All right. We are live for a special episode of Rambling Red
What
Shirts.
up?
What's up?
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What
Yeah, we got
up?
lots of stuff to talk about this week,
Do we? Just 1 week later.
I know, just 1 week later, good news week with the Game Awards news drops. We're like, you know what?
And plus, Dingus
We've got a lot to
doesn't
get
have
into.
his laptop back yet.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on there, but
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. We will see what happens as developments continue.
Dun, dun, dun.
So,
all right.
but
well,
yeah, until then, I don't know. Anything that we want to any housekeeping that we need to take care of before we get all into it?
Yeah, most likely tomorrow we're going to start the daytime podcast, and it's going to kind of be a format of if we have a podcast, if we have a Rambling Red Shirts that week, it'll be a Thursday daytime and cover everything that we kind of weren't able to get to the day before. And if we decide we're not going to have a Rambling Red Shirts that week, maybe it'll be a Wednesday daytime, a Tuesday daytime, sometime kind of middle of the week, could be a Thursday still. But sometime middle of the week, and it'll cover all the topics that we would normally cover on a Rambling Red Shirts, the bigger stories. So we got leftovers, and then we got the full platter. So that's kind of the idea that I'm looking at here for that. So stay tuned tomorrow, and definitely going to get some more gaming going on.
Right on. Trying to get into playing some different stuff.
Yeah.
Recently, which we'll get into here shortly. But I suppose let's just go in and oh, that's annoying. Sorry. Let's just go ahead and get into our picks of the week then.
Yeah.
Started off right as we have a bunch of stuff to get through, So
yeah, it's gonna be a big one.
Yeah, it's a big one, all right. It's a big one, as they say.
We're whipping it out.
We whipping it all out.
Whip it out.
Oh,
Whip.
how many inches? Insert however much you want. But
Take it in, take it out. Stick it in, stick it out.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and begin with
your pick of the week.
With my pick of the week, with
Wow.
Of a show that it just wrapped up last week, but I finally got around to hitting hard watching it over the weekend since Saturday, and anytime I had the chance to actually like sit down and watch something and actually making the effort to, I made sure to actually go through and watch all of Penguin, which is such a really, honestly great show of just seeing a flawed, the flawed character of Oswald Cobblepot front and center, and seeing his rise to power is such a fascinating show, as some people put it, being DC's version of the Sopranos, which is a show I'd like to watch eventually. But it spins off of the Batman universe, so if you haven't watched the Batman, definitely watch that before watching the Penguin. It is a fantastic show, and it's so good. It's crazy. I know I just finished it like hours before, like a few hours ago, and it is absolutely great. That finale after watching it just made me go just wow, because of what he does. And
oh my god, the ending. Mean, we can't spoil. It's only been 9 days since the show's been over, so
we're
not gonna
I don't want to say anything
yet, but it's intense. Emotional roller coaster. They ended that show.
Oh yeah, and I felt a lot of emotion there.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I think this show is very easily like the best ever DC show that's been done.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, it could very well be the best ever comic book show. Just because it hits so many great emotional points, being so grounded and
Agents of
everything.
Well, yeah, it was a different kind of comic book show. So Agents of Shield.
That's
was a really
very true.
Good, like comic-y show, comic booky show. While this was more of a comic book.
It was a very, very grounded show. I really liked how much we actually got of seeing, getting more into the Falcons and the Baronis in this, right? The different crime families, and seeing Penguin traverse his way, being the middleman essentially through a lot of through the show. And so it's just great. Like if you haven't watched it, what are you doing? Go watch what is likely the best show of 2024, and hopefully sweep up a lot of much deserved awards over at wherever it's done it.
One thing I will talk about, people thought of, before the show came out, there was something that people were trying to make a controversy, but wasn't one, and it was that Mark Strong was playing Falcone instead of John Turturro, who was in the movie and was murdered in the movie. Spoiler alert there, that movie's been out long enough. And, and so I liked it actually because Mark Strong kind of looks like they made him look like a younger version of John Turturro, and it was flashbacks.
I will say
really good, and it looked really good.
I will say, I think he did a fantastic job.
I agree.
I looked at him, and if you didn't tell me that was
someone different,
Mark Strong there, right? That's who it is.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't tell me it was Mark Strong, I wouldn't have known it was Mark Strong unless I looked really hard at who it was there.
Yeah.
I might have maybe figured it out. So it's very, very intriguing to see. They've just done top tier work on all the different makeup and prosthetics for everybody. Him included, right? But especially Colin Farrell, what they do with him is incredible, and his acting's incredible with it too. And so it's you need to watch it.
The cast is fantastic too.
Yeah. I'll say I picked up even though I was behind on watching the show, I picked up Max just to watch it. And I'm one of those people that's like, I don't want to watch the ads, but Max is very reasonable with their ads. So I highly recommend, even if you don't have Max, pick up their ad subscription, because it's up to a minute at most of ads, and then the rest of the episode's free. I don't know how movies are because I haven't watched any movies on there, but as far as these just episodes go, minute of ads at most at the beginning, and you're free to watch the entire episode series, which is fantastic. Yeah. So pick up a month of Max, watch this, because you should, because it's fantastic. So
awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, what is your pick?
My pick is another television show. Mine is also on network television, and that's where I watch it. It's on NBC. It's also you can watch it on Peacock. The show Found, starring Mark Paul Gosselaar, which is Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell, for all you older people. And
I've heard that name.
And it also, for Matthew Coburn, Brett Dalton is in it, who was Grant Ward in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And it also the African American friend from Shameless. She is the main character. The one who was the best friend of what's her name? Of the main character of Shameless. And she's the lead actress for this. And basically what it is when she was a kid, she was kidnapped by Zach Morris. Not Zach Morris, obviously, but by the actor who played Zach Morris, Mark Paul Gosselaar. And the show picks up that in the beginning she has him kidnapped, but she runs an agency where she helps find kidnapped people, bring them home, and it's in season 2, and we're about to get to tomorrow's episode is the mid-season finale. So I thought it was a good time to bring it up as my pick of the week for now. I'll probably, when the season's over, do it again. But it definitely has some crazy things. Everybody that works for the agency was either a kidnapping victim or has a family member who's been kidnapped. One dude has agoraphobia, and he's like the tech guy, and he funds it and everything. It's so there's all these different dynamic characters. One woman, her son was kidnapped, and she spends every night at the bus station. Yeah. So yeah, if you like those kind of mind fucks, then yeah, that's the way to go.
Mind fucks.
Yeah, it's a mind fuck.
Mind fucker.
It fucks with you.
Oh, it does, eh?
Yeah. And I know Peacock's one of those things that not a lot of people have, but if you have Xfinity and you have a high enough tier of their internet or their TV, you have probably have Peacock.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right,
Patrick. What is your pick of the week, sir?
All right. So I haven't been doing a whole lot much outside of work this past week, but I did get a chance to play some of the new Call of Duty Season 1 maps, which have been absolutely fantastic. And I got to play a little bit with Spencer and Comic Book Fan. It was a lot of fun playing with you guys the other, I think it was probably, 4 or 5 days ago, something like that.
Something like
that. Checking out all the new maps. They're absolutely fantastic. Some of them are definitely better than others. I specifically don't really like Gala all that much because that one tends to be pretty sniper heavy, just like the long lines of sight where you just like pop people right out of spawn. I don't like that. Whereas there's like other maps like this one right here they're showing right there. I like that one. Right. Super open. And it's overall pretty well balanced. I think that's one of the new maps there. There's some maps they haven't released yet as well. So we're still waiting on a few maps that are coming later in the season. But overall, it's been good. The gameplay's pretty well balanced on most of the modes on the new map. I've been playing a lot with Zach as well in the morning time, just if he's home. So that's been a lot of fun jumping in with him, trying to help get him ranked up because he started late. So just overall, lots of fun, enjoying ourselves. And also, whether you buy the battle pass or not, there are weapons you can still unlock for free. I did find out about that as well. So I'm trying to work my way up to the level so I can get the brand new weapons. And
we don't need to repeat.
Start accessing those. So
trailer goes on.
That's repeat. Basically about it. Yeah, just
YouTube's gonna
shooting dudes in the face. And as I expected the community to, I typically tend to see a lot of people voting for Nuketown. It just is what it is.
Trolls. Nuketown.
They love the Nuketown. They vote for the Nuketown. I'm not the biggest I used to be a huge Nuketown fan, like in the BO1 days, but I feel like I've played so much Nuketown in like the last like 14 years. It's like I'm Nuketowned out.
Trolls.
Now, if I'm playing with like Spencer, it's not a big deal. But yeah. Anyways. Okay, what are we doing next?
Next, it's your rant time. Time for you to rant, sir.
Oh,
and
boy.
Hold on. I'm going to make sure that you're...
I want Spencer to set this up first before we do anything.
Well, yeah. Yep. But I'm going to make sure you're up by your... Okay, I'll have you there, but I'll make sure that Spencer is heard. So let me... Audio... That.
Oh god, he's like on my shoulder.
That's hilarious. Actually,
get him up here on my shoulder.
You both of us on your shoulder. One's the good angel, and the other one's
angel.
Devil.
All right, yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
Do it.
No, I just want because this is getting set up for for when he's gonna rant. So
Okay.
first, though, we're gonna go to like that.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna. So actually, first we'll start like that.
There you go. Now you got it.
Well, for now. Well, of course, then he took it away.
All right.
All right.
There we go.
So, oh boy, everyone was excited for this.
Well, you all were. Can't say everybody, but you know.
Apparently,
Spencer just wants to touch chips.
Apparently, everyone was excited for this because they couldn't handle how many people were excited for it.
Yeah. It's
Fuck,
the
man. Server load. Their cache was too small. Their cache size too small.
The Av geeks were they were ready. They were foaming at the mouth. They were ready to play.
There was a queue to play Microsoft Flight Sim. It wasn't a queue that worked, really.
Yeah, it was a broken queue for starters.
Yeah. Yeah. Very broken queue. Very broken game. Very broken systems. It seems to be somewhat stabilizing. But
Ish.
But ooh. How rough when they touted this. So Patrick, are you ready?
Yeah. I think I'm ready.
All right. Hold on. I think we need to put the video share as well up here with that big flight sim image so that I can
Yeah.
at least have that. Yeah, like. There we go.
Play the greatest song in the world. I'm sorry, Matthew Coburn, but this is just a tribute.
Oh.
Oh.
Wah, wah, wah. This is not.
We do have a
the
tie-in
greatest
with that
song
later.
in the world.
We do have a tie-in with that later.
This is just. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Are you sure we're gonna have more?
Something like that. Yeah, more.
More. Leave the cat
Might even be
alone,
pinker than
you
Barbie.
douchebag. Jesus.
All right, are we ready?
Yeah, because I'm gonna go pee while you are ranting.
All right. Guys, this isn't what we were expecting, to say the
Wait,
least.
hold on. I want to click record. Actually, hold on.
Okay, hold on. All right. Well,
all right. Now I'll go whenever.
All right. So where do I start with this, Spencer? First of all, the glasses are coming off for this. So you show us this amazing trailer, like a long ass freaking time ago in a town called Kickapoo. Anyways, so yeah, the first trailer came out quite a bit ago. The announced trailer. Let's see, what was that date, Spencer? Summer of last year, June 2023, and they show us the most amazing simulator, best thing since sliced bread. It's showing different career modes, different things you can do, different planes. But they really put the focus on choosing a career in aviation, where you'll be able to work your way through the skill system in career mode and kind of pick your career, like what you want to do with your virtual brand new pilot, your customizable pilot, which we didn't even know we were getting a customizable pilot till later this year. However, it's cool that you'll be able to pick your path. So we're like, cool. I'll be able to pick my path, do the missions. Everything's going to be nice and good. But you notice everything looks so clean and crisp and not polygonal. It looks so good and so clean. Spencer, this game in this trailer is not the game we got yesterday. They're two different games, brother. Like, what's going on, Spencer? I need your input here, buddy. Real quick. What is this game? This is not the game we got.
No, I never checked out the game that we supposedly got, so please do tell.
Yeah. So this game right here in the trailers is the greatest thing I've ever seen. What we got yesterday was the equivalent of you know how like in the newer there's a whole HD 2D craze that's going on right now. You get like these like old games that come back. There's HD graphic backgrounds, but they keep those polygon, like the nice little sprite characters. It was kind of like that, where you have these beautiful like HD like landscapes. Like the terminal might look nice, but then you look at the planes, and it's like a floating like polygonal box, basically. It looks like PS1 graphics. The characters are moving at about 10 frames per second, like walking around your plane, and they look janky. They look like Hagord. Can you pull up a picture of Hagord for me, sir? The infamous Hagord PS1. All right, so here you go. Yeah. So this is what your characters look like walking around your plane, and I think Chris can agree with me. Day one flight simulator, that was your ground crew. That was your ground crew around your plane when you spawned in, and I'm like, this is 2024. What the fuck is going on? Chris, how did this happen? This is not the same game we saw from 2023 in that announcement trailer. These are two different flight simulators.
Marvel hired them for their trailer. I mean, they hired Marvel for their trailer.
They hired the trailer house to
the Marvel trailer house, like they did.
We'll put the flight simulator in engine. It's in engine footage. And then when you get the actual game, you're like, this isn't the game. You're like, well, we never told you it was the game. We just said it was in engine. So, yep, that's basically what happened, guys. We got janked. But being really honest, I think what this is, Microsoft decided they wanted to slim down their game and try to make this as accessible as possible, because there were a lot of complaints when Flight Sim 2020 came out. I'm sure, Chris, you agree with this. 2020 does require a lot of hard drive space to run that flight simulator. It's very beefy. It takes up a lot of space. And I can understand why a lot of people would be pissed off, especially if they play this and Call of Duty, especially like COD and Warzone.
Yeah.
Like, there's like a third or more of your hard drive right there between those two. So I could see a lot of people getting pissed with this, just hard drive space. They wanted to slim down. I understand. And if you live in an area with great internet, this game, I'd say here in about a month, 2 months, I think this game will be a viable option if you got a really solid internet connection once they work out the
kinks. They need to allow you to download stuff, though.
That's the biggest thing, and I will preach that to the high heavens.
You and I talked about it yesterday. I'd like to download everything.
And it will load so much better on SSDs. Yep. We live in an SSD generation. Yep. You should not be forced to stay exclusively in the cloud streaming to your console or PC. It makes zero sense why they would do this. And if you got the hard drive space, you might as well take advantage of it. If I want to have that option, I should have that option to be able to like download this plane, especially if it's like a plane you fly a lot, for sure. Like, cool. Now, sceneries, I'm okay with streaming sceneries. If they want to just stream sceneries, that's fine with me. If it dips a little bit in like quality, I can handle that. That's not a big deal to me. When it comes to the planes loading in, and then they need to figure out what's going on with the ground crews and the actual like loading in. And it might be on the server side, because I know they got a new system with the new simulator. Because the biggest problem with Flight Sim 2020 we talked about was model matching. You would see you see the player's name, you would see what aircraft they were flying, but what they appeared as was not even close to what they were flying.
And
it'd be like an airliner for like a Cessna 172.
The only chance you would ever have for it to match is if you owned the plane they were using, and that didn't
That was
always
and
work.
half
It
the time
didn't
even-
always work. Yeah.
Half the time you own the plane, it didn't even show up properly.
But yeah, it's like
and then half the planes they used were like fictional planes for the fill-ins. They weren't even real planes. They just kind of sort of looked like close to the plane that you were flying. So it was interesting. So what they did is they developed some sort of new AI technology that would actually take your like tag of your ID, and they would have some sort of 3D model that would load in that would properly represent the plane you're actually flying. This is the first time they're using this technology in Flight Sim. I hate to tell you, it ain't there, Chris. It's not there yet. I think the AI is trying to work in the background with the server load, and right now just so many people are trying to get in. It's too much strain, man.
Yeah, I agree. It's something they'll work on. They'll fix
It'll be
it.
patched.
But again, they have to allow people to download it. And I'm sick. I hate review bombing and people doing it like this. This is the stupid way to do it. They know that they fucked up. Now the problem is the way they advertise how they say they fucked up is they blamed their systems rather than the way they planned, because they should have done betas. The fact they didn't do any
they should have done
betas,
more beta.
They did very private betas, private betas.
What they said here is,
and did they ever they never did a server stress test,
simulating?
What they said is we've done load tests simulating 200,000 users, and tonight it just completely overwhelmed.
They
simulated. They didn't
data.
actually.
Yeah, they didn't actually. That's why I said they should have done open betas, and that's bottom line. You got to test your shit, guys. In this day and age, test your shit first.
Yeah.
Yep. That's all I got.
They could have easily done a stress test, a public stress test.
Absolutely.
That's what a lot of like first-person shooters now will do. They'll do stress tests on the servers.
Most online games will do that.
So. Most, like MOBAs and
any online game,
major games.
Yeah.
That's just the smartest thing to do, so you know roughly where your baseline's got to be for your server tech. So why they didn't do more stress testing for this makes zero sense to me. Especially look at just the VATSIM side of the community for Flight Sim, like the pros that come on and log in every day. Hundreds of users every single day log in to have that side of the servers. That isn't even the public side. That's such a small percentage of the people that play just casual Flight Simulator.
Well, it's not even. That's the thing. You're saying the percentage of people in last iteration 2020. There weren't those casual because of the file size.
Yeah.
So it's.
However, this was the first Flight Sim. 2020 was the first Flight Sim you could stream through
the
if
cloud,
you had Game Pass Ultimate. Yeah.
Yes.
Because I remember I tried it out one time. It wasn't great, but it worked.
It only showed up last year.
Yeah.
So then you have a new one coming out. So what's the point?
Yeah.
Then?
So everybody wanted to jump on the new one, obviously, especially with the smaller file size.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very more tempting. You look at the file size and you go, ooh, that's significantly smaller. I want to try that out because it's smaller than 2020.
Yep.
But what they didn't realize was servers are going to server. And yeah, it didn't work so well.
You got to test shit. That's bottom line. So
it's time. Yeah, you can't just drop a game. And like I've told these guys, I think this was rushed to market just to sell copies before Christmas. Like hands down, that's why they had this deadline. They were rushed. The game was not ready. That's just how it is.
Okay, we're repeating ourselves now. So all right. So bottom line is we're looking forward to it being crisp and ready whenever that is, and it'll always be there waiting for us.
Late December, early January at the soonest, I would say. And so from my side of things, I'll keep an eye on it and see how it looks in the next few weeks.
You're going to test it every day. Shut the fuck up.
No, I won't.
Bullshit.
I'll maybe every other day or every 3 days.
It's 30 gigs. You're going to test it every fucking day.
I just don't like the new UI.
That's why you're going to test it every fucking day.
And I got to go back and configure a bunch of control shit. That's pissing me off too. Yeah.
Hence again, why you're going to test it every fucking day.
I might test controls. That's about it.
It's still testing it every day.
See how it handles. Yeah.
He's in denial.
But in terms of redshirt streams, it's going to be 2020. The quality is not there.
You should just boycott all Flight Sim. You should just boycott all.
No, I'm not going to boycott it. I'm still gonna fly. I
Boycott
still
it.
gotta fly for my airline, so I'm still gonna fly
Boycott
for the guys over there.
You should go on strike. Go on strike.
And I just reinstalled the plane yesterday,
Labor
so
strike.
I'll be doing some of that for 2020. And 2020 is stable. I've still got it on my Xbox, no issues with that. So
Except it takes up a third of your Xbox.
Yeah, but I don't have to stream shit. It's all downloaded.
It still takes up a third of your Xbox, so that's your
it'll
excuse
run
for
and I
not
don't
playing
have to
other
worry
games.
Yeah.
That's your
Anyways,
excuse for not playing other games.
I'm not converting over until this sim is stable. This just hands down, it's not happening.
If you want to see us rag on him more, make sure you subscribe, ring the bell. We'll get other
Option B
videos
is
like this while we're on Rambling Red Shirts. Yep.
I might just uninstall 2024.
Why? It's only 30 gigs.
Exactly. It's only 30 gigs.
It's
I can
only
easily
30 gigs.
reinstall that.
Transfer it. Why would you uninstall it? Transfer it.
Yeah, whatever.
And whatever. It's faster to transfer than to. You have that huge 4 terabyte fucking 2 terabyte, 2 terabyte,
2 terabyte, yeah,
2 terabyte external, like for 30 gigs worth. Yeah, transfer that bitch so much faster. So
yeah, once they make the announcement like, hey, you guys can download finally, I'll be like, all right, cool. Yay.
Right. Spencer, any thoughts? I think you should.
I don't have much. I don't have much since I don't play Flight Sim. But
what about touching tips?
That's gonna have to wait another day.
So they'll have to wait. It'll have to wait, and you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay.
Because I'm not downloading however many.
I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm not touching polygonal.
Oh no! I'm
not touching polygonals. I'm touching tips.
So Spencer, if they want to see you guys eventually touch tips, what should they do?
Oh, they should do all the stuff of following us over on Twitch is where it'll happen most likely.
But what should they do here?
Oh yeah, we're gonna clip it when it happens. It'll be.
What should you do here? God damn it, people! I'm trying to make a video here, sort of.
Click the like button first of all.
Like and subscribe right here for more great Red Shirts content.
Yeah, there you go. And we're back to our live show.
All right. Well, let's continue on since we got.
I'm playing here, man. We're trying to make content now.
The moral of the story is the cloud ain't there yet.
Moving on.
We got some nuggets of DC news that we could just fire through.
Nuggies.
Nuggies. Yeah, I named them DC Nuggets.
Cheeky Nuggies.
Canon Nuggets. Yeah.
They're canon now.
First off is a deadline report that dropped today saying that Daniel Craig and Luca, I don't even want to try to say his name. Do anybody actually know how to say his name?
Luca Guadagnino.
Well, anyway, critically acclaimed director that's behind the I don't think it's out yet, that career movie that he's working with Daniel Craig. Anyway, he's writing a movie with I think it's with somebody else he's working on it. Oh yeah, Justin another name I'm probably butcher Kurtzkiz, whatever you want to say, however you want to say it. Anyway, they're teaming up to write a Sergeant Rock movie that would feature Daniel Craig for DC Studios, which is really this has been rumored before, but this is I think the first time that a major trade actually picked up on it. So no deals have been linked yet. They're saying that script details are under wraps, especially Sergeant Rock. He's a character that's had a very long history at DC. Actually featured on our thumbnail.
Scroll down and get that ad out of there. Yeah, thank you. We don't need to see grocery ads on their fucking screen.
Yeah, we need groceries. President Rock needs his groceries. All right, he's a good soldier for a reason.
Nom.
But anyway, he first appeared in 1959.
Wow.
Didn't really get big until 1977.
Giggity.
And so he's been around for a while. So. So if you know your DC comics, you know who Sergeant Rock is, and the Adventures of Sergeant Rock, having all that blossoming a whole era of DC stuff where they did these different war tale stories and then weird war tale stories, and you know what, that can tie right on into
to the next thing.
Is it the next thing?
Yeah.
Actually, we'll skip over to what that next thing would be, because in Weird War Tales is where Creature Commandos came from.
Yep.
Creature Commandos, we have an official casting for Alan Tudyk. where he's once again playing Clayface, as he played Clayface before in Harley Quinn, but now he gets to play quite a different version of Clayface here for Creature Commandos, as we briefly saw in this image of, or this still of the Creature Commandos trailer, which we did talk about.
Yep.
So cool.
Which
Player's
there's
back.
also a rumor that character will appear in what?
Clayface?
Mm-hmm. May appear in what movie as well?
Oh, you're thinking appeared Superman.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
You know, it's interesting you say that, because there's
Dun, dun,
just
dun.
shortly before we went live, there's another rumor about Superman that
Dun,
just
dun,
came
dun.
out.
You don't say.
Very quick.
Look at us with segues.
Is Superman is supposedly getting its trailer in a month from now, or just
Which is
under a month
crazy.
from now.
Crazy.
The specific rumor that Collider is hearing is that it's going to be, for some reason, I don't know why it'd be tied to Mufasa, but that is what they're saying. So we'll see what happens. So the trailer is upon us. What's his name?
Teaser, obviously.
Frank,
they say
Frank,
trailer. Teaser, though.
The teaser trailer.
Yeah.
That's how they get around it. Well, what's his name that plays Rick Flag Senior? Like Frank Grillo, is that his name? Is that right? He teased that he got to see a bit of the trailer and having goosebumps and all that, hyping us.
He teased that he saw the teaser trailer.
Yeah, he sure did. And, yeah, getting that trailer soon. Which will be
interesting. All right, what's next?
We have a couple other bits that James Gunn is also
like that. Yeah.
Maker is canon.
There's an
except
ad.
for
There's an ad. Scroll down.
Do you want to taste it, Spencer? Because we're tasting it. It's canon.
Yeah, not much here other than that he just says.
We can show that ad because that's gonna go segue to something else later.
Exception of Justice League, which we kind of deal with in the next season of Peacemaker, which comes out shortly after Superman.
Basketball ad. There you go.
And so here's the full interview that that quote came from, that IGN did with him and the show animation runner, I believe that is, for DC. The person who's behind like Harley Quinn and running all those different kinds of shows. So I highly recommend watching this. As lots of fun.
Weasel.
Okay, good.
Weasel is coming, yeah. So yeah. All right.
Sean Gunn.
We also have Sean Gunn. Also from James Gunn, there's a rumor earlier about Bane and Deathstroke team-up movie that we'd be getting. That's currently being written. And somebody asked James Gunn over on, I believe this is Threads he's mainly on, asking, hey, James Gunn, was curious, do you have any ideas for how Deathstroke would potentially work in the DCU, or are there plans for him at all? And he's saying yes and yes, saying that there is plans for how Deathstroke will work in the DCU, as well as the plans for Deathstroke, which to me, I feel like this may be him actually confirming that rumor of a cheaper made Deathstroke and Bane movie, which
it's their version of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Straight to HBO.
It's more like Deadpool and Hulk.
I mean, you could definitely make something like that work, and so I'm give me Deathstroke, especially if people have been wanting actually Deathstroke, in a bigger sense, and so it'll be interesting though too, because who do
you cast? Who do you cast?
I don't care. I'm
not good at Ryan Reynolds.
Definitely not Ryan Reynolds.
Chris Pratt.
Oh my God.
Because Chris Pratt's everything. Or Jack Black. Yeah, one
Dave
of those two.
Batista.
Dave Batista. You know what? That wouldn't be a half-bad Deathstroke. He had to rebulk up. That's funny. He lost a lot of weight.
For the Suicide Squad, originally it was Deathstroke instead of Bloodsport in that spot. So, but now we'll see him more on a center light here, and more not necessarily restrained as he'd be in a Suicide Squad sense. So, be awesome to see, as Deathstroke is an awesome character, and so I'd very much like to see him. One of my personal favorites. If you haven't seen Deathstroke, I believe it's called Knights and Dragons. It's an animated movie they came out with like a few years ago, probably a little over a few years ago, actually. I really like that movie. One of my I don't know if I could say personal favorite because there's been a lot of really good animated DC movies, but like when I watched it, I really liked it. And so like if you just want an awesome Deathstroke story, check that out. And I hope we can get that with what James Gunn is going to give us.
I liked the Arrowverse Deathstroke. He was interesting.
He was okay.
He was interesting.
I didn't mind the Titans stuff as much as some people did.
Yeah, the Titan stuff was okay too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're all kind of on the same level of okay.
Yeah.
I think for me personally, the one Titans outshined the Arrowverse one a little bit, but you know,
Mhm.
I'd like to see a proper great Deathstroke though, and I think
Sure.
the best version we've seen on screen is probably that movie.
Okay.
Oh, actually, on screen, like out of everything on screen, I lied. Arkham Origins. That fight in Arkham Origins is like
I've heard
one of the best, if not the best fights and boss fights out of all the Arkham games. So I loved that fight actually. So yeah. And one other bit of DC news that I wanted to share is it looks like our next big stuff of animated features that we could be getting, or at least okay, maybe not next necessarily, but we're getting rumored that we're getting an animated trilogy based on Batman Nightfall, which is actually a comic that Patrick has read all of, and I haven't actually.
That's where Batman's back gets broken by Bane.
And
That's
the best thing. Yeah, yep.
It's what Dark Knight Rises is based off of a little bit.
And it is 3 massive volumes. It's a freaking tome of comic. It was a lot of reading
for paying for it.
So
but
yeah, the end of
considering, and Spencer got me like the best deal. I got like $3. I think it was like 3 giant books for like $50.
And they're big too.
They're big. All 3 of them are big. I still have them around somewhere.
The end of Dark Man Rises, the Dark Knight Rises is based on the part of it where he gets his.
Here's a link to the previous rumor about it. Where
they just have to cast good Azrael. That's all I have to say.
This is supposedly who would be voicing Batman and Bane, if I remember correctly. Anson Mount as Batman and Pablo Schreiber as Bane.
Oh boy, Master Chief!
Yeah,
hooray!
I just need a good Azrael. That's all I care about.
Master Chief live action. Oh boy!
Because Azrael is a very heavy character in the Nightfall series. But the only thing I worry about the Spencer, it's another DC animated, so you know they're gonna take a lot of liberties with the Nightfall story.
Well, so far, for the most part, I'm not gonna say all, especially concerning Batman stories, that we've had a pretty good track record. Well, not good. It's very mixed, I'd say, if you look at it, because I think they've done a good job with Long Halloween. They did a great job with Under the Red Hood. But then there's stuff like Killing Joke, where the first half or 2/3 of that movie is garbage and has nothing to do with the main story, and then they adapt the story of Killing Joke. And then what they did with Hush, we don't talk about. It was okay until the twist. Because here's the thing with it, with not Under the Red Hood, but I feel like all the others, they try to do some sort of twist, and the one for Long Halloween worked. But it was fine, like, you know, but it doesn't necessarily help the story because it's like, well, why change a great story? Like, Long Halloween's my favorite Batman story, so I was like, sure, your change worked, but like, you had no reason to change it because that also kind of changes like part of the story, like the point of it. But yeah. So, all right.
What do we got
next? Next up, actually, I'm gonna throw a quick little curveball here. Is something that just got announced of a quick little reaction, if you will, for something that just got announced here.
What? Oh,
a new hero just got dropped.
Oh, Hawkeye. Interesting. Okay. Let's see here. I see. I'm never really a fan of the bow in these kind of games because I feel like it takes longer than other projectiles to fire. So we'll have to see how the timing, the basically the DPS is with them.
Yeah, there's a sword mechanic.
The melee stuff, yeah, that stuff's interesting.
Yeah, so I think charging it up as long as you hit would give good DPS.
We'll have to see his moveset.
Yeah,
2-shot kills.
nice.
Yeah, that's
All
gonna
right,
be cool.
there we
Yeah.
go.
Sweet.
Another much needed, not much needed, but another character, to fill
Yeah.
out the,
Yep.
There's
gonna be 30
everything
of them
for
at the launch, right?
33, I think.
Yeah, 33.
33 is what we heard. So,
Oh, all right.
all right. Well, now we can get on to our main big topic of the Game Awards.
Yep. Hold on. Let me start over there.
Start what?
Say that again.
Oh, sorry. And now we can begin our main topic of the Game Awards, where there's a lot to get in through here. And so I think what we should do, since they have Game of the Year up top here, we should start from the bottom and go up. What do you think?
Started from the bottom. Now we're here.
When you click vote, view category. So go to the best esports team. Okay, I see what you're saying.
When I did the voting, it goes right here.
Yeah, but you can go to view all categories.
Yeah, that's what I went to.
Yeah, and then you can
All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to do it like reverse, so we can build up. Okay, because we don't care about this, right? Best esports team. Do we even know any of these teams? Does anybody know any of these?
Team Liquid's the only one, and Navi. Team Liquid and Navi, the only two I've heard of.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go with the name I like the most.
Okay.
And that's the second one is Genji, so I'll just pick that one for my personal.
My favorite one is Billy Gaming.
I do. That was a good one too. I just like it because I feel like there's two ways you could take this name. Of the first one, it very much reminds me of like Genji, as in the character from Overwatch. And then the second way is like Genji, like Generation of Gamers or something like that. So
when you click it, don't go click that. It's gonna break. Go to change my vote, but now go to view all categories, and then go to the next one. Yeah.
All right. Got you.
All right.
That way. Okay. Thank you. All right. Best esports athlete. It's funny how they call it athletes when all they do is
Faker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Faker.
That's the only one I've actually heard of ahead of time. So
he's huge. He's huge.
Yep. We'll go Faker. Okay. Best esports
game.
Yeah.
Oh, Counter-Strike 2 is new. So
Counter-Strike. So this one I'm voting on my personal account, so this is where we could differentiate.
Yep.
So everything on stream is my personal votes. Other people will have their own votes.
Yep.
Yeah, and we're telling you what we're voting as we're doing it as well.
Valorant came to Xbox, so
it did.
That's a big one.
Anytime I see
Mobile Legends Bang Bang is huge.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the one that I personally got involved with because I personally don't care for Counter-Strike or Valorant gameplay loop. I never touched Dota, but League of Legends is the only one I ever really got into.
I'm going League. League's still huge.
Yeah, and welcome Andrew from the Science Fiction in the chat.
Hey, Andrew.
Good to see you here. Yes, we are doing well. Hope you are doing well.
Creator of the year.
Oh wait, why aren't we there? God damn it!
Yeah.
You know us. We're
the content creator of the year is Christopher.
I don't
actually know any of these.
So we're gonna go typical gamer.
I was about to say that's the one I'd vote for there. All right.
I know Queso. Queso's pretty big.
All right. Most anticipated game, and I feel like this is a very. I know what's gonna win, but I highly disagree with what's gonna win because it's probably the one. Because that's the one that I honestly care the least for.
Beyond.
I'm going GTA 6. I mean, it's too obvious.
Yeah, it is.
It's just the amount of hype for that game is just insane.
Best adaptation is our next.
My personal one I'm going for is Ghost of.
That looks like a cool game.
There you go.
That's the person. Like I said, my personal pick of what I'm just most excited for.
This to me is an easy answer. People are gonna say Arcane, and Arcane might win. But Fallout deserves.
I was about to say, I think Fallout has a pretty good chance, mainly because
they're
not over yet. Is the big thing.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay, so yeah, Fallout should win.
Tomb Raider does not need to be on this list.
I heard Knuckles wasn't good either.
Knuckles is supposed to be really good. I haven't watched it yet, but it's supposed to be really good. And
I've heard it's pretty solid.
The Haley Atwell Tomb Raider.
I heard it's not very
Sophie Turner is going to be the new Tomb Raider live action on Amazon.
I still don't know how I feel about that either.
Neither did I.
My vote is going to go for Arcane because I absolutely love
Yeah,
that
but
one.
Fallout to
Yeah,
me
I'm going Arcane.
deserves it. It's Fallout's amazing.
All right, best multiplayer game.
Call of Duty's gonna win it.
Helldivers 2. Yeah, Helldivers would have had a great chance
If it weren't for Call of Duty.
The community would have stuck around.
That's true too.
Oh, no, they also. I don't know if you'll remember, they've given a big middle finger to a lot of the community and just hasn't
They did
the same
Haven't done
since then.
anything. Yeah, Spencer and I
Yeah.
haven't touched that game in forever.
Mario Party, Tekken 8, Warhammer. I'd say Warhammer will probably be the solid second from what I've seen of it.
Call of Duty
But
definitely is
Call
gonna
of
win
Duty,
that,
that's the only one I really.
Mhm.
I mean, I played
Same.
Helldivers, but I've been more into Call of Duty.
Sports
Oh,
game.
Sports/racing, but there's no racing here. Well, no, there's F1.
Yeah, there is
never
F1.
Well, that'd be my personal pick because I don't give a crap about any of the
I
others.
think NBA is probably gonna win.
Yeah, I'm personally going to go 2K24
Yeah, I
For,
think that
WWE.
might has a it might have
because
a
I heard
chance
good
for-
things
yeah.
about that game. I
It
heard
has
really
a
good things about
chance.
the wrestling game this year.
Alright.
But yeah, I think you're right. I think 2K25 for NBA is definitely going to win that.
Alright.
All right. Best sim/strategy.
And it's tough for me because Kunitsugami, I haven't tried it yet, but it's so unique.
I only tried one of these, and my experience with it wasn't that good.
Manor Lords,
Um,
or is
what?
it Age of Mythology? Oh, Age of
It's Age of
Mythology. Yeah, we
Mythology.
tried that. And it was terrible. But
Yeah, we did not have a
didn't-
good time
we
with
did not
it.
have a good time with it, but people seem to like it. But I think Manor Lords or Kunitsugami will win. But I'm gonna go with,
Yeah.
with Manor Lords.
I would say Manor Lords, although Kunitsugami was a game I was more interested in.
Yeah, but I think
This is
Manor
one of
Lords-
those things where it's like I
I'm going
can't give a good.
Kunitsugami.
I would say Manor. Well, You know what? I'm gonna say Kunitsugami as well, just because that's the one I'd actually probably play over the other one, even though I'm not. a
It's
big fan.
Capcom.
You know what?
still.
You're right. I have that installed.
I was about to say I actually
Yeah.
installed one of them.
Yeah,
I
me
looked
too.
long and hard at Manor Lords and didn't install it. So,
Yeah.
but I hear that's a great game and probably deserves it more.
Best
But
family.
best family game:
Astrobot.
Astrobot, Princess Peach Showtime,
Mario
Plucky
Party.
Squire.
Man, that's a tough one because
This is a really good one because I hear really
Astrobot-
good things about Zelda.
Astrobot's it's a plat
Single player,
Here's the
right?
thing, though, is it says appropriate for family play.
and Astrobot's a single player game.
It is, and
Yeah.
so is Princess Peach.
And so that's why I say Mario
so is
Party.
Zelda.
I say
Zelda
Mario
is also
Party.
It's got to be Mario
the
Party,
only one that's actually a multiplayer experience is
Is
Mario
Mario
Party.
Party.
which is
Yeah.
a family thing.
Yep.
Family don't play single
So-
players generally.
Best fighting
Mario
game.
Party.
The Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection arcade.
Best
classics,
fighting.
for sure.
See, here's the thing, though, is
Oh,
I
this
feel
one's
like
tough though because
No, well, here's
Sparking
the
Zero is
problem.
huge.
here's the
Sparking
pro.
Zero,
Here's the
yeah.
thing. Here's my thing with this, and I like everyone's opinion on it, is Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection is just a collection of old games. So it's like,
True.
is that something that's not necessarily a new game, though?
But
It's
you
just
don't
a
realize
collection.
also like how much
No, but
people
it's been
want those games
optimized
ported.
properly for
It's
modern
optimized,
controllers
yeah.
Well, yes.
and stuff like that. So,
But it's still, at the end of the day, it's still
And there
just
were
the same
games
old
like locked. There were games like locked back in
Yeah.
that period. You had to have original hardware to play so many of those
Mhm.
games.
so
So
yeah, I'm
while
gonna
they
go
may
with
be
that.
old, like they did manage to modernize it.
Yes.
Here's the thing.
So,
While
but
it
it's
is
also
my,
not from 2024. You're right.
as I say, while this is my personal favorite of these, I don't think this is the one that
As someone
it's
who
not a new game.
appreciates it's a way that people complain that we're not preserving games. This is a way
I
that
agree.
games are preserved,
Yes,
and that's
yes.
what makes
That's the
it
correct way
the
of
best
doing it.
fighting game right now
Absolutely.
is because it's preserving history. All these other ones are just expanding on previous types of games.
Yes,
This one is the only one preserving history.
that's true. But part of the thing for me when we look at Game Awards, and this very much gets into the whole
Mhm.
discussion of if remakes or remasters belong
Yes.
in there, right? Because for me, it's like it's celebrating the games of that year that push the industry. This is just
Mhm.
preserving the past and not
Yep.
pushing
True.
what's going on. And so that's why, while that's my favorite, I wouldn't pick that. I'd probably
Mhm.
think Dragon Ball of those.
I heard the roster in Sparking Zero is massive. I'm also going to vote Sparking
Insane.
Zero.
Absolutely insane.
And
I
apparently
do
not
actually,
fully balanced either, which
what
is
I
kind of
think
funny. But
And
yeah.
what I think will actually win this will actually be Tekken 8 because I
think
hear
so,
great
too.
things
I
about
think
it.
so,
And what
too.
I
Yeah,
saw
I
from
think
the beta was great. All right, best RPG, where we got Dragon's Dogma 2, a DLC. What the hell? Final Fantasy Rebirth, Metaphor, and then Like a Dragon Infinite. Well, I only really
So-
played one of these, and that's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So that's where my personal vote goes.
Yeah, first of all, let's talk about this is where we can first start having our DLC category discussion. DLC definitely needs its own category, especially with how big DLCs are these days. I mean,
Yeah.
and with how late sometimes, like, there are games that are 10 years old that are still coming out with DLC.
Yeah.
Look at World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Look at
Diablo just got a big one that had really good reviews.
Lord of the Rings Online is still coming out with DLC.
As well as SWTOR.
Yeah. Star Wars Old
So-
Republic, absolutely.
And so, point is that we're getting to, though, is that especially when we're in a day and age full of games that are ongoing and only add stuff, it's great to see. I think it's a great idea to highlight the expansions that we get for these games. However, I think in the way of calling them actual full-on games is the wrong way to do it, because at the end of the day, that's not a new game. That's just an expansion of more of the same. And don't get me wrong, while here Shadow of the Erd Tree is great, it's just at the end of the day, yeah, it adds new bosses and new weapons or whatever, but like, it's just more Elden Ring. It's not actually a new game.
Well,
So-
and this is where your question of remakes and remasters as well, like, because you've played Rebirth, and it while it is a remake, it's also an expanding on the idea and the mechanics and the
Yeah.
story. It changes so much that it is a new game.
Right.
The only other game that I would put over it is Metaphor. However, if we're in this category, I would go with Final Fantasy VII because of it's Final Fantasy VII. While Metaphor is probably going to get my Game of the Year as my dark horse, I think, and we'll get to that later. It's a dark horse for Game of the Year and dark horse for Best RPG because of what Atlas has done. I think that Final Fantasy VII is just so iconic, and people have just been waiting for this for so long, and it's had so many great acclaims that
And they delivered.
And we're having the third, is officially now confirmed too, that we're getting the third part of this trilogy is now in development as well.
Yes.
All completely written and now entering production. So
Yep.
Awesome to see. That
And it will be
they're,
all
going on
coming to
with it.
Xbox eventually over time, timed exclusives and stuff. So
Eventually is the
Yeah.
keyword, but yeah, that's my vote since that's the only one I really played here, and I haven't beaten it, but I'm most of the way through. I'm like over 70% through it.
mhm.
So, according to official PlayStation numbers. Now, this is funny. Best action adventure. Astrobot's great. Prince of Persia is great. Silent Hill 2, I hear, is great. Legend of Zelda, I hear, is great. Why is this game that didn't get so great reviews on here?
Star Wars Outlaws.
They
Yeah.
want you to overlook the shitty graphics and the glitches.
They want
That's
you.
fine.
It's because Star Wars, Disney, money.
Yeah,
There we
just
go.
branding.
Branding. Look, this is a tough one because as much as I want to give it to Astrobot
hmm
for this category, and I really think it should win Game of the Year based on the other nominees with it. I think you make a huge point about Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. I think it was snubbed.
It was really
The
good.
DLC apparently is amazing.
It's a solid DLC. $5 DLC, if I remember right. You get a lot of
You
content
get
for
a
$5.
lot of content.
And free updates that they give it
and
too.
Of the kind of game, action adventure, I think of Prince of Persia as that kind of game. Astrobot to me is a platformer.
Well,
It's an adventure game, sure, but I'd say the more action adventure game is Prince of Persia: Lost Crown. And to me, that is going to get my vote.
My personal vote will I'd still stick with Astrobot because
You've played both.
it's very much I mean I did play both, yes. Astrobot was fantastic though, and
I'm going with Chris. I think it's going to be Prince of Persia for me.
all right, best action
And
game.
this is weird. Like
An
we went from
interesting,
action adventure to just
To
action.
just action. Doesn't make sense.
And for me, it's gonna be Black Myth Wukong.
It's got to be the whole system of combat in that game is deep.
my pick of the week, if I didn't have watched Penguin, my pick of the week would have actually been the campaign for Black Ops 6, as I played over half of it in one sitting not too long ago. Like, I think it was over the weekend on like Saturday or something like that. Because I was like, I don't know what to get into. I was like, okay, I'll just start playing this. And I just sat through and played like over half of it in that single night. And then that campaign is great. And so with that being the only one that I really got it, well, okay, I played a bit of Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2 was a lot of fun, but like, I got to give it to COD for somebody who's not a big fan of COD, and Black Ops 6 has a lot of flaws as multiplayer, but that movement system, yes. Andrew hits it there.
Omni movement is
feels
revolutionary.
fantastic. And with that all combined in a really good campaign experience, I'm going to, my personal vote goes to Call of Duty here. All right. Best VR/AR, which is interesting. Because I haven't played any of these.
Yeah, Batman.
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 Yeah, you're right.
Go for Batman.
It's all for Batman.
All for best
the only one that has a
game.
chance there above it is Asgard's Wrath 2, which I heard really good things. But
ooh, this best mobile game is
game.
interesting because look, there's Balatro there for you, Spencer.
Yeah.
And then the Pokemon game though.
Well, I didn't
game,
play
yeah.
Balatro on my phone. We'll get to that later. But I'm going to pick Pokemon, as since that has come out,
I mean,
I have
it's
logged
insane,
into that app every day. They've already generated over 120 million.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Insane. That's getting my vote too.
And it's addicting.
Pokemon, it shouldn't lose.
It's so good. No, they did a great job with it.
I've heard people non-stop keep talking about Zenless Zone Zero, so I think that one's getting my vote for this year.
All right. Next is best debut indie game, which
this is a hard one because Animal Well I played a little bit of, which that's a really cool simple game.
Shadows in the Shadows in the Shadows.
Platformer. Balatro, which I was just playing it for my first time today. That is actually really good. Taking the simple concept of applying roguelike mechanics to playing poker, where you're given a deck. Your general what is it? Is it 52 cards per deck, right? And so your 52 card deck, and you can upgrade certain cards, and you get these like Joker cards that you get off to the side that can then have special effects for how you build up your poker hands. As you try to get your flushes, royal flushes, two of a kind, a pair, two pairs, right? Full house, all that stuff you're looking
kids
for.
Into gamblers.
Yeah, right. Terrible. And so anyway, it takes a really awesome, really cool, simple concept and figures out a way to like make it bigger into a roguelike, and it's really addicting, honestly, too, because you're like, okay, unlike bunch of other roguelikes, like something like Dead Cells, right? Don't get me wrong, I love Dead Cells, but this is like very much more like chill, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is awesome to get into as well. I haven't played Plucky Squire yet. I really want to. It looks awesome.
So
Pacific Drive looks fun as well. Plus, on PC, there's a VR mod, which looks like a lot of fun. So whenever I do get it, I'd like to have it on PC to try it in VR. It looks like a crazy game in VR. That would also give me much tickets. Now, it doesn't officially have a VR mod, but it's a game that's you could very easily implement a VR mod within it.
Yes. To work. And then Manor Lords again. I don't see that as a game that as indie. Like, it's an indie game, but it wasn't the kind of game that I look at it as an indie game. Animal Well, I've heard the most about. Plucky Squire, I have not heard as much as I would have liked to hear about. And Pacific Drive does look amazing too. And honestly, actually, Ironwood Studios is down the road for me, in Chicago. So I'm gonna go with Pacific Drive.
I'm very much torn between Animal Well and Balatro. I know it's giving Balatro a lot of praise,
Yeah.
but I've
Animal
also,
Well, I think is gonna win it, but I would,
yeah, I played some bit of Animal Well. It's a really cool, like, 2D platformer that you kind of just have to like explore, kind of like what the hell's going on, right?
mhm.
And so it is really interesting, and and again, it's a very nice, simple platformer, but it has its own aesthetic that sticks with it to be a very memorable experience.
Mhm.
However, I think I'm going to go with Balatro, probably just
Yeah, I'm
since
going
it's a
Which
lot
is
more
gonna
fresh with
the
me.
next category is gonna kind of throw you for a loop.
Best independent game. Well, okay.
See what I mean?
Animal Well, Balatro.
Hey, the last one was a debut game.
I'm going to Animal Well on this one.
Balatro, Laura, and the Laser. I'm not even know what that middle one is. Neva looks really good. Neva I have on my wish list, and UFO 50 seems interesting too. Well, I'm going to give it to that one again, Balatro again, since I
Balatro
just made up
again,
my decision.
Yeah.
Best community support. Oh man. Oh, No Man's Sky deserves this.
Every year they do something big. Helldivers 2 would have had it if they didn't fuck up. Although it's PlayStation that really fucked them up.
Fortnite.
Fortnite did a lot of updates.
But
this year, though.
but see, Fortnite they do updates and stuff like that, but they're not
They did
community
frequent.
support. Listening to the community.
You know what? You're right. It's No Man's
The walking
Sky.
glitch,
It's No
man.
Man's
Like,
Sky.
how long has that been around? Like,
You see, because of that, I would actually give it to Baldur's Gate with everything that they've been doing for their game. Honestly,
are they still doing stuff?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
They just added the official mod support, and so we're actually seeing higher numbers around this time of year than last year because they added official mod support.
We should go back to it then.
And all that.
Ooh, that's
and
tough
they are
then.
officially adding crossplay in their hopefully their next major update.
So that's tough then.
So that's why I give it to Baldur's Gate 3
then, if that's the case. No Man's Sky has been doing it for years, but they haven't done anything revolutionary this year. But
I was going to say this year they did some stuff. They're starting
the graphics update.
Well, they're starting to do crossplay, but that's in a beta where only so many people got into it, so it's not completely out yet.
And cross save, right? Wasn't a cross save too?
Cross progression is new.
Cross progression,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So next is best ongoing.
Okay, hold on.
Which I'm probably gonna give to Fortnite.
I was about to say, I think Fortnite deserves it.
Might.
I think Diablo 4 is a solid runner-up, but Fortnite, you have to consider this is the year where they've expanded since last Game Awards, or at least for it being eligible. Well, not only Reload, but the Lego mode, the festival mode, all these different modes that Fortnite's really expanded upon.
Accessibility, which
so I have to give it to Fortnite there.
Yeah, I'm with you. Fortnite.
Games.
All right, games. This is always the one that I'm like, I don't know.
Oh,
actually, I know which one I'll pick.
Yep, Tales of
the one I played. It did tell a really good story,
and it's really upsetting what happened to what's happening with the studio trying to get funding for their next game. So
now, where is another Crab's Treasure in this category? That's what I want.
It was not thought provoking, although that was a great game that should have been in like the independent, absolutely.
Yeah.
But this did tell a really good story about loss and having to learn how to deal with loss. And that is something that something that eventually everybody does deal with, And so it told a great story there that I think you could tell it wasn't as refined, even though it was very much a game like the new Prince of Persia. You can tell it wasn't as refined, but it's still a really good, and you have to keep in mind it's made by a smaller studio.
Yes. Yep.
So
now here's one that I'm just gonna give to Call of Duty because it's a shooter, and usually they have really good accessibility features.
I was in a similar vein. I was thinking about picking Diablo because I've heard them having good things for that and making that more accessible, and so I'll just pick it there. Well, all right. We then have best performance, which is interesting because we have
4 girls and a guy. 4 girls and a guy.
We have Brianna White from Final Fantasy Rebirth. I'm trying to remember which person she plays.
You might have to look these up real quick as we're doing this one.
It's true. Let me look these up as we go here. I'm looking up who she played in Rebirth. Oh, she played Aerith. Okay.
Okay. Life is
Okay.
Which I do
Aerith,
quite like her. I
solid,
do
solid.
quite like her character. Life is Strange, I'm not familiar with.
I'm gonna
Obviously,
go
that's
with
right.
Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 because this is a very cinematic game.
That's she's Senua, right?
Yeah.
And I hear she's basically you follow her the entire game.
Yes.
So so
I'm
do you
gonna
give
go
to her?
with Final Fantasy because the voice acting in that is really good, and
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
it's a really good story as well.
I'm gonna
And her character in particular, I like.
I'm gonna give it to the Senua girl because you
Okay.
stick with her the whole game.
Okay, this is a tough one.
Best audio design: Astrobot, Call of Duty. Oh fuck, Reboot. Okay. My vote is torn between Astrobot and Call of Duty. However, I'm going to give it to Astrobot
I was
because of
thinking
I'm giving
Call
it
of
to Astrobot. It
Duty's
sounded better than Call
because of
Duty.
Call of Duty's stupid like audio thing that they're trying to do.
Yeah, it's
So-
not there yet. Hate to tell you, it ain't there.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going.
It's all right. It's not there yet.
Best
Astrobot sounds so
score
much
and
better.
Music.
Mm.
That metaphor music that they have played and I've heard.
I haven't
some of.
listened too much.
The metaphor
of it.
music's pretty good, but Final Fantasy's got really good music
I was
too,
about to
right?
say Final Fantasy has fantastic
Yeah.
music, and I really
And
like the
Astrobot does
Astrobot
too.
music as well. So I'm really torn on those first two, because those first two.
I'm gonna go with Astro. I don't think it'll sweep like that though. But for what I want,
I like the music when you were playing it. That was really good music, Spencer.
It- Fantastic
Well,
it
I love
music.
your
had some,
stream.
and
Yeah.
it wasn't
At the
just
same
the
time-
music.
I'm going
It was
Astrobot.
the scores. Well, like the different
Yeah.
cues and changes and tempo changes and things like that were
Mhm.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you all are voting for Astrobot. It's a great one, but I think I'm gonna have to give it to Final Fantasy.
Best art direction. Metaphor.
Mm. Yeah, I like what they did with Metaphor. As much as I really want to give it to Black Myth, I gotta give it to Metaphor. It's so unique in the design and the way it looks.
Artistic design and animation. Yeah, this is if I didn't give it to Metaphor, I highly considering giving it to the Neva game, as that looks absolutely fantastic.
Oh
but
yeah.
I
Yep,
think
yep.
I think I'd have to agree with you all on Metaphor though. All right, best narrative: Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Metaphor. So,
It's
all right,
between
well,
metaphor.
So you're
and
giving it to
Rebirth.
Final Fantasy, right?
It's between,
I'm going Final. Listen, that's the one I played
I'm
through.
going
So
to
like,
metaphor.
or playing through. Metaphor, I do want to play through. It seems
So
good,
do
but
I, yeah.
Final Fantasy.
I'm gonna give it to
though,
Final
I've really been
Fantasy.
looking-
I'm gonna give it to Final Fantasy.
They've been telling a pretty good story, and so I'm looking forward to it. All right, best game direction.
Astrobot. Hands
Hold on.
down. Creative vision, innovation. Yeah, I know.
You all
this is-
notice what's in
As
I
in
do.
Creative Vision,
I did.
Okay.
Innovation.
Yes, it's all the same stuff. I understand.
award
This-
for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction design. As far as that category specifically, I think you'd have to go to Astrobot.
Yeah,
You have to, because I wouldn't say any of the other ones really. Well, I guess you could say Balatro innovated a little bit,
It took a really nice, simple idea.
but
And
the
you
other
know what?
ones are based off of things that have already kind of existed for the most
That's
part.
true.
And that's the thing. Astrobot
With a new art skin,
Astrobot is very unique.
it's unique.
Yeah,
So
I'd say
unique.
the only one that's in second place would probably be Metaphor, from how I heard how they changed
Yeah.
up a bit of your typical RJRPG systems,
Yes.
especially for Persona. But
That's why
Well,
I
let's
think
get
it's a
into
dark
this
horse for the game of the year. And here
well,
we
let's
go.
get into this. Game of the year. I'm very much torn, or between Astrobot and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, because Final Fantasy has been a great game, as well as Astrobot for completely different reasons. That's the thing, is they both absolutely deserve to be here.
Mhm.
We can all agree, Elden Ring, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
don't belong
DLC
here.
should
Get
not
out
be
of here. You're a
Create
DLC, you're not a
category,
game of the year.
please. I think next year we may see a DLC category after this year because people are screaming about Elden Ring.
I saw somebody take a poll, and is over 70% disagreed with having it here in Game of the Year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I heard the
As
only
over
rumor the only reason it made the list is because Jeff Keighley and some of their friends that run the show love Elden Ring. So
Oh, that's 100% why it's there.
Absolutely, Yeah, it's his show.
Yeah.
He's allowed to.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
our audience votes only counts towards 10% of
Yep.
the votes.
Yep.
So,
which is ridiculous.
So,
Ridiculous.
um,
Jeff, make it like 30%, 40%.
I think
um,
that Astrobot is so it's tough because the one that is the most, I think, Astrobot is so accessible, except it's only on PlayStation.
Only PlayStation exclusive.
This is why it's same with Final Fantasy Rebirth right now, right? It's not on PC yet, correct?
Yeah.
And so Black Myth is on multiple, but
but not on Xbox yet. But it's coming to Xbox.
Metaphor is on Xbox, correct? It's on everything, right?
Yes.
Metaphor's on everything. So I think Metaphor being the most accessible might surprise us, and I'm going to give it to Metaphor actually because it's most accessible while also being the easiest to probably pick up and play compared to those ones that are most accessible, except maybe Balatro, but I think Balatro is so niche that compared to Metaphor, JRPGs are huge. We've seen a return to them, and I think it's the year of them.
You know, I think what stands out to me more of this is that we have a great variety as far as games go here that we're seeing for this game of the year category. As I don't think any two of these games are the same, except, well, there's one exception here, which we'll get into. But let's look at this, right? We have Astrobot being a great action adventure platformer, right? You have Balatro, which I think just this game, while I don't think Balatro deserves it compared to a couple of the other games I've played, I think it's great to have a game here recognized that's made by a solo developer up in, I believe, from Canada, if I remember right. I could be wrong. Having this game nominated for, what is this, 3 different categories, one of them being Game of the Year, is just, it's great to see that a game, no matter how big or small, even done amazingly well, also has a chance against these bigger games. And so you know, I think it's a great overall variety pick here. You know, because Wukong's one of those great sort of action Dark Souls like action games. You know, kind of more in the realm of like Sekiro a little bit or something like that, right? And so, and you know, obviously you get into Elden Ring, but you know, we already talked about how Elden Ring doesn't belong here. But then, you know, then we have like your general, like bigger action RPG with Final Fantasy Rebirth here. But then you have your more turn-based with Metaphor here. And, you know, like I said, everything except for Elden Ring absolutely deserves a spot here. Well, I don't know personally about Black Myth Wukong because it's actually a pretty low.
Yeah, rated low. We were surprised. Yeah.
It's not even, what was the like spot I said? Was 112?
112, yes.
Yeah. And
while
so,
the others are all in like the top 10.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, I don't think it personally belongs there as far as being the absolute best, because everything, well, Black Myth Wukong seems like a great game culturally, for being finally a big AAA Chinese game. It didn't necessarily push that game genre in any direction, is my thing of like, okay, it doesn't belong there because, you know, everything else pushes in some way. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, while at first it probably was my initial pick with Game of the Year when thinking about it, at the end of the day, it's another one of those games where, while it is a truly great game, like in previous years, how we had like God of War Ragnarok and stuff like that, where it takes the previous game and expands on it, right? They both did a great job of expanding the previous game to make it a great sequel that is, in many ways, if not always, better than the one that came before it. But as far as what you're talking about, recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all the aspects of it, I think for me, especially with actually playing it, it has to be Astrobot, just because you see it being one of the most creative platformers, at least for a AAA platformer, and at least just be so creative across all aspects. And not only that, but also you see it celebrate gaming as a whole, which is fantastic. And it was just great to see it, and it have such a fun, memorable adventure. Each level has its own identity to it. I streamed the whole thing on Dingiston. It was so much fun, and so that's mine's personally is Astrobot. Metaphor definitely could have given a good run of its money if I would have played it.
I think here's the thing with Metaphor that really excites me, you know, thinking about it, because we've all wanted to get into Persona games from the beginning, but once you're behind on Persona games, you're behind. There's a lot of Persona games, and they're not all connected. While I'm wondering if like you can now jump into an Atlas IP right from the beginning in 2024, a new IP, and start from the beginning of that IP and experience the greatness of them, but with a whole new IP and not be wrapped up in all this old lore before. So I think that's, to me, a big part of
Well,
Metaphor.
I think that's a great point too. Is like this is a great big original IP, right? And Astrobot's been around for it's actually several years for PlayStation, just not in this sort of game. And Wukong is based off of old mythologies, and Final Fantasy. It's obviously, as we were talking about, it's a remake, a complete remake. While it definitely deserves to be a new game, that's not here. It's still it's a story that while they're changing around a lot of the story, you still, for the most part, know the same story.
Yep.
So it's absolutely a great original story in that aspect.
Absolutely. So that was really cool doing that on the go.
Absolutely.
We'll touch base before the Game Awards and kind of go over these again, because there's going to be some voting. Round 1 opens December 2nd for the player's voice. Round 2 is December 5th, and round 3 will be December 9th. And so we'll do that as well when they open up. But for now, we're going to go back to being live, and but let us know what you think of your predictions.
Join us for the live shows for everything else that we wonderfully talk about.
Absolutely.
Till next time.
All right.
All right. All right. Well,
we got a little bit of more. Yeah. Is there anything
right.
we want to talk about the Game Awards before we move on, or I think that was kind of a good half an hour of Game Awards.
Just that it's December 12th.
December 12th, Thursday, December 12th.
And Keeley and crew are back.
Keeley and crew. K plus C.
Now here's a question for you guys. So this is, I don't know if it will happen or not, but they've debuted really cool stuff at the Game Awards in terms of games, or in terms of Microsoft's case, a console. What do you think would be something just crazy you think they're going to debut at the Game Awards this year that you would personally like to see for you guys?
And we'll talk about this some more, but my quick one is going to be a Fable release date. As always,
that'd be great.
You're saying something that we want to see that you think?
Yeah, personally, just you,
personally,
like,
we're not recording this. This is just
how sure. But anything. Are we talking about like a personal wish or something that you think actually has a shot of happening?
Both. How about both? Yeah, go ahead and give both.
Okay. Okay, my more outlandish one, I guess. While it definitely could happen, it wouldn't happen here. Would probably be like the Switch 2 reveal, I guess.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
That's what I'm saying.
Is like, about as much as I'd want that, and it'd be a cool event to do.
They already said
that's kind of like a water one. So
no, they just said Q1, or was it Q4?
Q4. They said Q1.
Q1, whatever it was. They said
be announced
between whenever that announcement
January
was in March.
And March.
Yeah,
so between January and March.
So
like speculated like February, March.
I mean, if I had to, I guess that's what it would be for me as far as like something just outlandish that I wouldn't see happening. But where would be like a more reasonable one?
Is there like a gaming franchise you might be interested in, like them dropping a new announcement out of the blue?
I'm trying to think of what's. That's not happening, but I'd love to. Let me look at 2025 games really quick.
God of War? Oh, Wolverine.
There is a big rumor about a God of War collection coming. If that happens, I'll be very happy.
That'd be cool.
I'll say that would be something that is a little more likely.
Wolverine stuff, a bigger Wolverine.
And while we're at it,
I
chat,
don't think
what are your
that's gonna be a
predictions
while
of what you think you want to see? Put that in the chat for us so we can read those.
Oh, Doom: The Dark Ages, I'd love to see.
Yeah, we haven't seen much from that lately. I think that would be a good one.
That got delayed, didn't it?
No, it's next year. That's all they've said. It's next year.
I would like at least a teaser for Elder Scrolls 6. That would be pretty cool. I know it's years off, but a teaser would be okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't be here though.
Well, remember they're heavily all out now
Yeah.
after the success of the show. Hardcore.
So they're so into Elder Scrolls 6 production. I just don't see them making another Fallout right away.
Yeah, I'll say the God of War collection.
Especially since studios are like laying people off, not hiring. I just don't see that.
All right. Ronnie J brought up a couple of things. Let's touch on those really
hold
quick.
on.
Okay.
Real quick. The Fallout 76 and the ESO studio devs are on strike.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, I forgot about Marvel 1943. We haven't seen much on that lately.
Yeah.
See some of that.
Yes, Finance game. Yeah.
I think we'll get another GTA 6 something.
Maybe the
I really
announcement
do think so.
of a bunch of Activision Game Pass games could be something that's realistic.
I think it's time. I think Phil Spencer will announce like maybe they're dropping all the Call of Duties on Game Pass.
Well, since you talked about that,
we're
you
due for
want to
that.
let's bring that up really quick.
Go to that.
Yeah.
Where supposedly it's spotted. I don't remember by whom here, but you'll see that it's on SteamDB. You can go in and find these older Activision licensed Activision titles have been updated 5 days ago, including Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2, the old Deadpool game, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, and the older Transformers games, which also includes what are the other ones called? Devastation, War for Cybertron, and Fall of Cybertron, as we see pictured here. Could all be coming back, which would be awesome to see.
Yep.
So, and
I think
and if Ultimate Alliance 2 came back, we're definitely getting that and playing that online.
I know it's still a long shot, but maybe they'll show Hollow Knight Silksong. Maybe.
No.
It's been quiet for so long. There's something wrong with that
Not
production.
happening.
I don't know what's going on.
So
definitely
maybe they'll surprise us, but I doubt it. I think Ubisoft is going to play the smart ball. They are not going to show anything Assassin's Creed because anything they've shown is just damaging their brand. I think that's a hard pass. I could see them maybe announcing a third Mario and Rabbids game, though, Spencer.
I don't think so. Cool. I don't think that's happening.
Probably wouldn't happen until Switch 2.
I know Sparks of Hope wasn't as well received as what. Well, was it better received than the first game?
Is good critically.
It
just not sales wise.
Yeah,
sales wise.
Probably people want better hardware with those kind of games. And
do you think if they wait for that one,
I think it's the kind of game is. I think it's the kind of game is the problem.
Too
is because Midnight Suns didn't sell well either. It's just big strategy games just don't work.
Yeah, I can't wait for I think they'll still make a Midnight Suns 2 though.
I'll go through the list of all the crazy stuff here.
All right.
No, Adamfall. I think we'll get Adamfall probably.
We already have an Adamfall release date.
No, but an actual trailer trailer.
Oh yeah, we've seen more a little bit of gameplay, but more yes. Again, that looks like Fallout in the UK.
Fatal Fury. They got a new Fatal Fury coming in April, apparently. I think they'll show that. What's Sonic Wings Reunion? That's some Japanese game. I thought it was Sonic related.
No, it's a plain game. So what do we got next on our Xbox things that we were gonna talk about?
Oh, about how they had the.
Well, what was our next? What's on our list? We got our list.
Yes.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about Kevin Smith.
Let's
Dogma 2.
Absolutely.
Saying Dogma 2 is getting ever closer.
Dogma 2 is getting closer. We're also
which Spencer was in the room for the Dogma 1 announcement.
We're getting a Dogma.
Maybe coming back.
I was gonna say, so that happened a year and a half ago, and he teased back then that movement was happening. So this has been something that's happening.
Yep. So now,
what was said back then was somebody. I'm trying to recall exactly what it was, but he was saying about how there's finally an offer that he'd be willing to accept for the rights for it to come back.
Yeah. Well, no. If you read this article, It's talking about.
I'm talking about a year and a half
No,
ago.
I know.
when
I know.
got
But
this
it's saying,
game.
and now they're saying they're going on tour with the movie.
Mhm.
Yep. And there's gonna be a steelbook of the first as well.
And it'll be on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Probably 4K Blu-ray too.
Probably, yep, and 4K digital probably.
Yeah.
It won't be just on DVD anymore, ladies and gentlemen.
It'll be on streaming services.
Yes,
Eventually.
which they confirmed that, right, Spencer, when he was in the room with you guys, that it was going to be going to streaming.
I don't remember.
Well, but that's
Or
the
they were
thing.
in early talks to consider like, if they got the rights.
They're not gonna put it on a streaming service for a while before. It'll be for sale and probably but it'll probably go on like Amazon because that's where Reboot went, right?
It depends on what their studio workout deal is, because each studio,
Yeah.
Because if it's with Miramax, it'll go somewhere. If it's with
Miramax doesn't exist anymore, man.
Who?
That's Harvey Weinstein. It's done.
Yeah, it's true.
It's getting sold to his.
If I recall correctly, Showtime had a bunch of the Kevin Smith
Showtime has a lot of
Okay,
his
Showtime,
movies.
okay.
You got to subscribe, yeah.
Not all of them, but a lot of them.
You gotta
Last time I looked there a
subscribe,
while
yeah.
ago.
You gotta subscribe to Showtime.
I know Tubi has Clerks now, but that's free.
Yeah, that has ads.
Clerks goes around though, I feel like.
Yeah, Clerks moves around between streaming platforms. Mallrats, where was Mallrats? Was that on Paramount Plus?
I don't remember. I feel like most of his movies just bounce around though, because they don't actually have
They
an actual
do.
like home like that.
Correct.
So it who knows where it appear. However, I think very exciting here about how we are getting ever closer to a potential Dogma 2. As I'm trying to see what he was saying here.
He said he was going to basically, his fans were like, no, don't do it. Don't ruin the original movie. And he said, like, F that. Yes, we're going to ruin it.
Yeah. What's interesting is Weinstein said he hold on. So his company sold off a huge needed money for challenging the aforementioned convictions. So his company sold off a huge chunk of film off. I guess he needed to pay for his legal fees and shit, said Smith. And he sold a giant package with a bunch of kung fu movies for Fahrenheit 9/11, Kids, and Dogma.
Mm-hmm.
The company didn't realize what I'd bought. Kevin Smith said when they looked at them, they're like, Ben Affleck's in this one. They reach out to Smith, who was like, getting my fucking child back, was what he said. Now that Dogma's back with his daddy, tour is now being worked on. Some people will like it. Don't touch it, you'll ruin it. But he says he's found a way into where he wants to make more stuff related with Dogma, saying that he wouldn't do it without Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. So
yeah, and then he was saying in that thing below that he had beef on them for like 25 years, and so he's like, they are coming back. He's like, I've been holding it over their heads for 25 years, so they're gonna show up.
Expect a cameo from them, more than a fucking cameo. The only way we get a Dogma sequel is if they're there. So count on those guys being there. That's the quote I was trying to find there.
The big question is how much can they pay?
We'll see what happens. But
those boys don't work for free no more.
No, but I think this is what I mean. Here's the thing, though: is Ben Affleck now does a bunch of his own stuff. That's just more
he does
personal stuff he wants to get done, and so there's something he wants to get done. There's something he wants to get done. And if I recall correctly, isn't it Matt Damon saying that he's the one who's wanting to retire?
I think so. Yeah, so
I think
they gotta get it done quick.
No, I think it's like something like this though: is if he's retiring, he's done with big stuff unless there's something that makes him go, actually, I really want to do that.
Like a last little passion project or something.
But like, I could see him coming back for something like this,
For one of the guys that helped kick off his career,
yeah. All right. Well, I think that's it.
Are you guys excited for Dogma 2? And then don't forget, there's also Mallrats 2's coming. And then they announced, what is it? Jay and Silent Bob are going to get another movie that's in production now too. So he's got 3 movies right now in production. I wouldn't even be surprised if there's like a Clerks 4 on the way, honestly.
Well, among other ideas of stuff like what's that? A sequel to Tusk? He's teased saying
Yeah.
doing
I still
so
need to see
instead of Tusk it's Tusks.
Tusks.
Yeah, add an S at the end there, guys.
Yeah.
As
We
well
need a Yoga
as
Hoser sequel.
well, no. As well as
with the Bratzies.
no, oh my god. But he's also teasing about him wanting to do this movie that he's been trying for many years to get off the ground called Moose Jaws.
Oh yeah. He's been trying to push Moose Jaws forever.
Yeah.
Which is like a Canadian thriller.
Yeah.
He sets a lot of his movies in Canada lately. It's kind of funny.
So, hey, maybe there's a reason for it. But yeah, that's it as far as Kevin Smith stuff goes. Cool developments on Dogma there, which is awesome to hear. Fans have been wanting this for many years, and it looks like it's officially becoming a reality, which is awesome to see. So, all right, we got more news though. Star Wars Visions, Volume 3 next year.
When Eastern studios do better work than what we make in the West. And I noticed a majority of these studios are they're going back to some Japanese studios, so they're going to do a little more. It looks like maybe lean more into the anime side.
But ones that also worked on Volume 1.
Volume 1 studios are back.
Sequels there.
Trigger's back. Production IG is back. Kamikaze Duga, I think, did one.
So the new ones are Anima in co-production with Kamikaze Duga.
Yeah,
David Production, Polygon Pictures, Project Studio Q, and Wit Studio are all the new ones. I don't have the list of what the other ones were what they did, because if I remember right, Production IG was the one episode. Oh my god, what was it?
Was it the rock and roll one?
No, the one that people love. The one that was like the most highly acclaimed.
Oh, was it the Seventh Jedi or whatever, or sixth something? The one with the girl Jedi.
Well, here's something interesting. Let's go. Yeah, that one I'm thinking of is called. I'm looking at the Ninth Jedi. That was Production IG.
I love that.
We got my favorite. Other ones though, such as Studio Trigger worked on the Twins, so we might see a sequel to the Twins.
That was fun. That was like so weird and wacky, but it was like a spectacle to watch.
What's interesting though is Kamikaze Duga, who's now working with Anima. Anyway, they're the ones who worked on The Duel, which was my personal favorite episode of season 1.
Was that the one with the old man one, right?
The black and white one.
Yeah, the Master and the Apprentice. Was that the one?
No, it's the Ronin one. The Duel.
It's the Ronin one. Okay, the Ronin one.
The very first episode is all black and white except for the red lightsaber.
Which I actually have a Ronin t-shirt.
There you go. You can't even remember what it was.
No, I can't remember what studio did which. See, do I have that one right here somewhere? I know I just saw it today.
Let me see here. I'm trying to look at what the other ones were. Oh, Kinema is who worked on The Village Bride.
There you go. The Ronin.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I remember when they started selling like the Vision stuff in stores. I think that was a Hot Topic.
It'll be interesting because we could see sequels to. We could see on-screen sequels to The Duel, The Twins, The Village Bride, and The Ninth Jedi, which would all be. We'll see if those actually all do end up being sequels and not just new things. But there's potential that there is, like especially Ninth Jedi. People really want that story to continue, and I
want that one to continue. That one was really good.
Yeah. So.
And then the rock band one, that was kind of cute.
That was fun, but that animation studio is not back. But I'd be down for something else like that.
Because what was cool about that episode, I remember watching it because you and I talked about that specific episode, watching it in English and Japanese, and they were both awesome in English and in Japanese.
For sure. Yeah.
And that was the cool thing about Visions is you get to watch it once in English and then go back and watch them all in Japanese with the subtitles.
Yeah.
And the dubs are like the voice actors for both are freaking fantastic.
So what is interesting here is looks like, because I'm looking at the different studios here, is that they've gone back to doing all Japanese studios here.
Yeah,
which is interesting because season 1, I mean, I think both seasons were really good, but I feel like overall season 2 was better. Not saying season 2 had my personal favorite episode of it all, but the thing with season 2 is I had a great variety as far as all the episodes go.
Yeah, styles.
And versus to a point with season 1, I felt like you were getting the same story over and over and over and over. And so it's cool to see that. Well, I just hope that we don't get that again with season 3. But other than that, I'm really looking forward to it. As even though season 1 or volume 1 of Visions, had that problem for me, I hope they don't lean as heavy into that as they did the first time. This time as they did.
I totally forgot about that one episode with the bunny girl Jedi. I just remembered that. I was like, that was so cool.
Yeah.
It was because what do they call those? Leppies in the Star Wars universe. The Leppy. Like Jackson.
Oh yeah. But yeah, in saying that it comes back next year, which is awesome, as this might only be one of 2 Star Wars shows that we get next year, other than finishing off Skeleton Crew.
And we might also,
I think
we're not getting a movie now, Star Wars. What were we getting instead?
Well, that wasn't next year.
We're getting the rat.
Getting dun, dun, dun.
Scrat is back, ladies and gentlemen. Ice Age 6.
That Ray movie, because Lucasfilm really don't know what they're doing with what they want to do with Ray, as we discussed in depth last time.
They don't know what they want to do with Star Wars in general. Movie-wise.
This is true. And so
they want to do one thing, but Disney wants to also make money.
They want to do shows mostly, it feels like.
I think they want that now.
That's true.
They want to do safe. That's where Disney's at now. They're playing safe.
It's true.
The problem with when they try to play too much safe, it starts to make everything seem dull.
They're nervous about the theaters never ever going back to the way they really, really, really want them to be.
And if they don't hurry up and put a movie out, the theaters are going to die.
I disagree with that.
Because the theaters are in rough shape. They're better than what they were during COVID, post-COVID. Obviously.
Everything's in better state.
It takes a long time to recover from what we were dealing with in general.
We're still recovering from COVID.
Exactly. So, but it's just funny that this is a headline that Ice Age 6 gets the slot.
Let's just say, here's an interesting thing: is it'll mark 10 years since we got the last Ice Age.
Oh my gosh!
And it's having the voice cast back and everything for it.
Ray
So
Romano's back.
And next year marks 10 years since Force Awakens came out.
Are they gonna get James Gunn to direct?
Oh boy. But yeah, Ice Age 6, guys, let's go. Ice Age 6.
I say let's pack the theaters like we would for Star Wars. Tell all your friends.
That's the thing.
Tell all your friends you're going to see Star Wars, and then everybody buys tickets to Ice Age 6.
Here's the thing about Star Wars.
Call it Star Wars: The Ice Age.
Here's the thing about Star Wars: is at the end of the day, I know while we talked about this heavily last time, but to just end it here as far as my thoughts go, at the end of the day, Star Wars is a cinematic experience, and to experience true cinema is in the theater. Star Wars is meant to be a theater experience and not always.
I would argue Ice Age is somewhat of a theatrical experience as well, because I remember going back to when I was a kid, like watching Ice Age on the big screen versus watching it on small screen. I would rather see it in the theater, honestly.
Of course.
It was a fantastic for animation. I felt like even back in the old days, it was really great on the big screen. It was just like right there at that. It was, what was it like? That, Finding Nemo, and Monsters Inc. and Incredibles was kind of in that. Toy Story, what was it? 2? Toy Story 2 was around that time too,
Yeah.
when the animation was slowly starting to get better in computer, like CGI and all that. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
I don't know. Things are good. Things are good. So will you guys be going to see Ice Age 6 in the theaters?
No,
Absolutely.
Yep, I am too. I'm going.
with your kid.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
Let's say
I'll be one of
that.
those. I'll be one of those Disney adults that just shows up opening night, but sitting by myself.
No, Kristen. Kristen's not going to join you.
No,
Wow.
she probably does. She likes
Wow.
animations. I'll take her.
Wow.
I'll take her.
Hold on. He was neglecting her at first.
No.
Yeah.
I
Hold
was
on.
trying to make. I was trying to
Yeah.
make a single Disney adult joke, but you guys
Oh,
didn't
Oh,
catch
but
it.
you're not
we're clipping
single.
this and
But
sending it
I'm
to
not.
her.
I'm not
Exactly.
We're
so you
clipping
just said
this
that
and
you did
sending it.
refer to yourself.
in the singular.
Yes, and you're not singular. You're
Correct.
pluralular. Next.
All right. Next is something.
That's where you had the whipping sound effect.
All right.
Whoa,
Why
whoa,
is this there?
whoa.
That is
what
definitely
is-
not what I
no,
clicked on.
That is definitely not. What the fuck?
All right. Here we go. Here's just something small I wanted to touch on because I'm a big Aliens fan.
You
They
like to
dropped a
touch
little
things.
detail as at the very beginning of this teaser. Look at this. They said in 2120.
He's gonna
Does
touch
anybody
things.
know? Yes, exactly. Does anybody know?
Prometheus.
Well, I would ask, do you all know? But I know Patrick doesn't know shit about aliens. So, Chris, do you know the significance of what this year is in regards to Alien?
Yeah, it's the year that Ridley and her crew went to and found the alien, isn't it?
This is set 2 years
2
before
years
the first
before
Alien
that.
movie,
Okay, 2 years. Okay.
which is going to be very interesting to see how this is all set.
Yeah.
Primarily being set on Earth.
Well,
and so,
because this Prometheus has already come back, and
Prometheus. This is after
Prometheus is
Prometheus and Covenant. Yeah.
Covenant. Yes.
So we'll see what happens there. But
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, we got an official timeline placed for Alien Earth, which is a series I'm very much looking forward to next year because I really like Alien. Alien Romulus is great, and it'll be interesting to see how Alien does as a TV show.
Yeah, TV show. What is it going to be? MA or 14? Even
It'll be
14.
MA. I'm
Probably
calling
MA.
it.
Yeah,
Okay,
you can't
good.
do you can't
was gonna
do
say.
Alien 14. But yeah, summer next year. Only on
Hulu and
Hulu.
FX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next.
Next thing I wanted to touch on as well, in the similar vein, is that Predator, the protagonist of Predator Badlands, which is the next big Predator movie that's
Will
coming
be.
out in, is it November? I think it's coming out.
Next November.
Anyway, is it's the protagonist of this movie is going to be the Predator itself.
Yeah, not the
saying the
antagonist. Not
Yeah, saying the creature is front and center leading the charge. I don't know how to say that character's name, but he's saying he's still badass, but there's still something there that touches you.
It's Dan Trachtenberg.
Emotionally.
His sister
saying
is
that
Michelle
he's still
Trachtenberg.
saying he's still badass, but there's
She was
something
in
there
Road
that
Trip.
touches you emotionally. Creating a character you connect
was it
with, but
Euro
there's
Trip?
also super. Shut the fuck up. Let me talk. Or also super
Might have been both.
intimidated by his been challenging but exciting. And nobody heard any of that because you were talking over me.
Exactly. That was the hilarious.
So fine over and social.
Basically,
so yeah, I'll be
the
awesome.
In other
Predator's
words,
gonna be the
water
good
is
guy.
wet.
No, the Predator's the good guy in this, not the bad
Yeah.
guy.
But they said the Predator is front line and center in the Predator movie.
He's the
Therefore,
he's
water
the
is wet.
No, he's the protagonist rather than the antagonist. Pay
Well,
attention,
yeah,
Patrick. That's what it just
yeah.
said.
But how do you make a Predator the good guy?
They're gonna show you, and Elle Fanning plays multiple roles. So next,
Yeah,
Stop
Predator
questioning.
is it's going to be awesome.
I
I'm looking
agree,
forward to it.
Matthew.
He did a great job. He did a great
Matthew,
job
Two
with
thumbs
Prey.
up. 2 thumbs up. Yes, I agree, Matthew.
Oh boy!
All right, guys.
Last thing, I think this is the last thing we should end on this. I think we
Yep.
should end
Alright.
on this. Make it a nice
Alright.
2-hour
Is it-
stream,
All right.
2-hour pod.
We got a trailer, guys, for the Minecraft movie, a new one.
We haven't
So-
watched it yet.
Yeah, we
I
haven't
have.
watched it
I
yet.
watched it right before the stream, but I'm not going to spoil
Oh.
anything.
I don't need I don't need sound for this.
All right. Well, I'm having sound for myself.
Yes, it's a B.
So here we go.
No
Do you want
children
closed
allowed?
captions?
Sure, why not? As a child, I yearned for the mines, but something always got in the way. An old man. I'm guessing that's
Yep.
Jack Black.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
No,
Jack Black
that's
is the kid.
Steve, sir. That's Steve.
Jack Black.
Yeah. Get it right.
But the call of the mines was too strong. So one day I
my
started
God.
digging, and he got into Minecraft.
Diggy dig
Digging.
dig.
I wonder
Diggy
why.
dig
And
dig.
he found the Tesseract.
Where's Loki when you need him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He found
Insert
the,
Minecraft music.
It's the Ember.
It's a beacon.
Stone. It's the Ember Stone, right?
As long as you can imagine, it can be built
Built
out
out
of
of
blocks. Look at that.
And look, you're an idiot.
The wolf. He tamed a
Wolf,
wolf.
give the wolf a bone.
Oh look, and here comes Jason Momoa. Oh wait, yep.
There's
there he is.
everybody.
Look at it. There's the Mormora.
Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison, Gamer of the Year, 1989. Whatever, I barely think about it.
I just
I'm
realized they're
Aquaman.
making
The
fun of Billy
overworld.
Mitchell. They're making fun of Billy Mitchell.
Anything you can dream.
You're showing Minecraft redstone
This
physics,
is
guys.
terrible.
Yeah.
As well as how
look
to
at
make
that.
a chicken farm.
Chicken.
Are
Right
they
here.
trying to
It's
bring
butter.
Jack Black home? Is that what they're trying to do?
They just made cooked chicken.
Oh, look, it's the girl from Wednesday.
Yep.
What's her name? I don't
There's the
remember her
Nether.
name. Look, there's the pigmen.
Yep.
Let's go to the stash.
Showing it. shelf of
TNT.
stuff.
It's dynamite. I'm guessing that's playing right now.
Oh my God.
TNT.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
This
let's
is.
have some fun. Minecraft. Ooh, Jason Momoa flying.
Yep.
Yeah.
More
what's this
Mora.
chunk? It's a pearl. Okay.
Ender Pearl teleport.
Ah. No biggie. He's the only one I had.
It's fine.
You assholes. Wow, this looks
Man.
terrible. Never gonna watch this. Ever,
Yep.
ever. And I played the game a lot. Never gonna
And
watch
we're
this.
just gonna keep playing the game.
Never gonna watch this though. Now
Yeah.
I'm sure we're gonna get a pack that they're gonna try and make us buy based on the movie.
It's
And
gonna make everything look furry and
it's gonna
like
be terrible. Matthew Coburn, how do you suck at Minecraft? Minecraft is just chill. You just break shit.
I blame
Go-
the skeletons.
Don't play survival mode. Go play creative mode, man.
Just go play creative,
Just
yeah.
go creative. Just go creative. So
Yep, Ronnie J, delisted.
delisted by Minecraft
Delisted.
movie, and goodbye us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember?
So when are we
Subscribe.
going to Minecraft, guys?
No, we're not. Tomorrow though.
Don't worry. We'll have a Minecraft review up next year. Don't you worry.
Oh God.
As a child,
We're-
Spencer yearns for the mines
Well,
of Kentucky.
we're all going to go see it and talk about it and everything. So
Spencer, why didn't you tell me that's what the creepy clown tunnel was, where you diggy dig dig?
diggy diggy dig. It's how that happens.
Ryan J, type what your news is in Discord. We'll see it there.
Yeah, he had some. What was it? Sonic news and some other stuff he was saying.
Yeah. Or go live after we do.
There
can
you
still
go.
live.
That's true.
Yeah, Ryan.
Alrighty.
Go live now.
The night is young.
The night is young.
The
And
night is
ours
young.
and beautiful. Wait,
But yes, listen, we don't even have. We ran out of time because we want to keep this nice short. Chris is doing his leftover show, even though it's before Thanksgiving. But whatever.
It's gonna always be that every week like that. If we if we do a pod on Wednesday night, Thursday day show will be leftovers. If we don't do a pod that week, it'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, and it'll be a full platter.
A full platter.
Full platter.
It's Chris's new Thanksgiving show that he's
It's
doing.
Thanksgiving. Look, I'm trying to give you guys some entertainment here. Now I gotta come up with some thumbs for those two videos I made. The Game Awards one is easy because it's just I'll change Rambling Red Shirts to Red Shirts Remastered Predictions, and we'll pop it on there. And then the other one is gonna be Flight Sim, so we'll probably just make the paper airplane that's on the thumb for this bigger.
Hold on, we need a picture of Patrick and make his face go red.
I'll just do like a.
Have steam going out of the ears too.
You can make that yourself on your phone, probably, Patrick. Do a selfie and then do it.
Yeah, It'll be interesting. I'll figure out a way to do it.
Exactly. That'd be hilarious. That's a great idea. And then I'll have
Gotta
them-
find Steam
yes,
PNG.
you right next to the paper airplane that's crashed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And then
change.
I'll put 97% in the corner.
Yes. Oh my
'Cause
god. Yes.
that's
that
been
was
the meme,
thing,
'cause
yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
was loading up to 97%.
Oh,
and
it's
it would
taking
just
longer
stop.
than possible. It says it's taking longer than possible.
I saw one the other day. Somebody had photoshopped. It said Microsoft 97% simulator or loading simulator.
Oh no.
It's like, oh
That's
no.
funny.
Have you tried getting to 98%? I mean,
Oh, dude,
you just thought about
It's
it.
euphoric.
You know?
It's euphoric.
It's amazing, man. Getting to that.
You at 98%. You're
I
like,
need to get to the 98%, man.
yes!
Need to get to
Give me-
it.
give me more.
Give
Give me more.
98%.
screw that 100%. We just need 98. So, Chris, you got anything fun coming up? Any fun streams you want to promote for red shirts or otherwise?
We just, tomorrow during the day, leftovers.
No gaming streams?
I don't know. Probably.
Okay, they'll
I
figure it
just-
out.
Maybe you were asleep when I talked about it earlier in the stream.
Okay. All right, Spencer. Spencer, you got anything fun coming up? Any fun games or anything you want to promote? Or any Dingus Den stuff coming up when you
'cause he has
do get
no
your laptop
Why are
back?
you gonna remind the poor man?
I know, right? I mean, I might still stream a little bit from like one
gaming,
console or something,
from your
but
Xbox,
it just depends. It has to be a game that I really want to stream through or not. So, but if I did, it wouldn't probably be till like the weekend or something,
Well, everybody's working
or
for
Friday
the
or something.
weekend.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. But
Yeah,
you might
yeah.
see something for me, but I'm not guaranteeing anything.
All right, then.
Maybe not.
And you, Patrick?
You guys will be seeing me flying in Flight Sim 2020
4.
until
But
they
we're in
get this game
2024,
fixed.
man. Come on.
24.
I might be in 24. I mean, if you guys want, if you guys in chat want me to do
They want them to do
pissed
24.
off ranting stream
No,
in
dude,
24,
yeah, 24.
where I just like
Absolutely,
harp
you
on
should
how
stream
shitty
24.
it is.
You promised the people 24 and you haven't given it to them yet.
I delayed it. I put a post out yesterday.
Yes, I
saying
know,
was
and
gonna delay.
tomorrow is the delay.
Yeah.
He said delay a day or two, so tomorrow is a day or two.
No, I delayed indefinitely. I don't
No,
know if
you
you saw that
didn't.
post.
I think it's lies. Yes,
Yeah.
test it every day. Exactly, like Matthew Coburn said. You're
I
gonna
mean,
test
if you
it
guys want to
every
watch
day.
me do live stream testing,
Absolutely.
go ahead, shoot yourself for that. We'll do it.
Exactly.
Yep. If that floats your boat,
It floats everybody's
Beta-
boat.
I'm gonna start a
He
new
said-
series called Beta Testers, where I just get mad.
Well, Patrick said we may delay the stream to a further date.
We
It just said
may.
Yeah,
may
I didn't
delay.
specify.
May
delay.
delay. Doesn't
Okay,
say
you
delay indefinitely.
you got me. You got me.
Yeah, so nice try.
Ooh, they got me
there.
on the technical.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Live at the end of the
Mm.
stream.
Mm.
Remember, hit that subscribe button. Share our shenanigans, our adventures, our channel. All right, whatever.
Click the damn like button.
You know, better late than never. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.